The Bush administration sold the Iraq War to the American people by, in part, feeding knowingly bogus or unsubstantiated intelligence on Iraq's non-existent WMD programs or its dubious al-Qaeda connections to reporters, who then published it uncritically, giving it an aura of fact. Today it's happening again, as Donald Trump, Secretary of State Mike Pompeo, and National Security Advisor John Bolton take us down the path to another costly war of choice in the Middle East, this time with Iran. Last month, many American mainstream news outlets, with a few notable exceptions, simply repeated Trump administration claims of a supposed new and dire Iranian threat that they said justified a U.S. military buildup in the region. We would later learn from more intrepid reporters that according to U.S. intelligence officials, these Trump administration claims were either wildly misleading or blown out of proportion. And one of the more egregious examples, the popular New York Times podcast The Daily, recently dedicated an entire 25-minute episode to John Bolton's role in Trump's Iran policy, without ever once mentioning that Bolton has been calling for war with Iran for nearly 2 decades. More recently, after the attacks on oil tankers in the Gulf of Oman and Iran downing an American drone, Iran hawks, led by Fox News, the president's main source of information, are once again hyping the Iran threat and calling for war. Pompeo was interviewed recently on national television, floating military action and trashing the Iran nuclear deal. Unfortunately, the interviewer let these claims go unchallenged, depriving viewers of the facts that the Iran nuclear deal has worked to block Iran's path to a nuclear weapon, or that in reality, Trump's decision to violate the nuclear agreement, withdraw from it, and reimpose layer after layer of crushing sanctions is one of the main reasons the Iranian government is lashing out. But it's not just TV news, and headline after headline, media outlets from the AP to CNN to the New York Times and the Wall Street Journal promoted the misleading narrative that Iran is the primary agitator in this latest crisis, ignoring the reckless cycle of escalation by Donald Trump and his war cabinet that got us to the brink of war. The US media failed us in the run-up to the war in Iraq, and now they're making the exact same mistakes again with Iran. So let's stop them before it's too late. Join us today in demanding news outlets across the country learn from their Iraq war mistakes, challenge Donald Trump on Iran, feature both Iranian and American progressive voices, and help us avoid another costly and deadly war.